Hey guys, Professor Fat Shady from the University of Trials. Today we have a special treat for you. One of our students has actually become the teacher. I'm going to introduce you to Aliasalpha. He's a guy that's going to be taking you through the skill game Balancing Act. I'd also like to extend the offer that if there's anyone else out there watching this that thinks that they've got what it takes to produce a video for the University of Trials, get in contact with me and we'll see what we can arrange. Until then, this is Aliasalpha, check him out.
Hi, Aliasalpha here. Just going to run you through a quick tutorial on the Balancing Act skill game in Trials Fusion. I mean for this tutorial to cover 4 major areas: controlling the angle of the bike when coming off a jump, controlling the orientation of the bike in mid-air, controlling your speed, and the value of patience. Here it's a good idea to release the throttle and allow the bike to stabilise. When you take off, release the throttle again as soon as you clear the obstacle. One of the things a lot of people don't know is the brake is useful for changing a position even when you're not touching the ground. Observe what happens when I hit the brake in the middle of this jump. You see how the bike pitched forward as soon as the front wheel stopped spinning? The same technique can be used to arrest a backward spin. This obstacle is one of the ones where patience is really a virtue. Technically it's possible to completely jump it if you get the exact amount of speed, but there's really no benefit. The trick to doing this next section cleanly is to allow your bike to stabilise before you try the jump, otherwise you'll pitch forwards and it won't be pretty. If you manage a clean landing like this, you can still take your time, no need to be greedy. After all, in this one case, time really doesn't matter. Now, not one person on my friends list has gotten past this particular jump. I know this is only because they've really only played it once or twice, but I'm going to go into a bit more detail about it anyway. The real trick with this is getting the position of the bike correct as you come off the ramp. The key to that is a quick pulse of the throttle as soon as the front wheel is in the air at the end of the ramp. You see how the bike maintains its position pretty much exactly? That's a really important skill for later in the track. Ah, the white ramp. How I used to hate this. I still don't like it, but now I found this technique. Well, actually that's not true. A friend of mine found this technique while he was watching me. He hasn't even gotten to this stage in the track yet. The challenge here is a smooth transition onto the ramp and finding the sweet spot on the throttle. It's somewhere around 25%, but it's really hard to judge precisely how far you've got the trigger pulled in. If you hit it right, with a really slow run up like that, it's beautiful and easy. The interesting thing about this obstacle is that this ramp I'm on now allows you to completely bypass it if you get up enough speed. Personally, I don't like doing it because I find landing on the following ramp a little bit too bouncy, and it's just a little bit too hard to control. Once you've stabilised on here, gently increase your throttle as you get up towards the top. Your aim is to be somewhere close to 100% when you hit the end. Then just as your back wheel leaves, tap the brake once. This is essential to correct your position. Once you land, quickly tap the brake multiple times. This is far more effective than holding the brake and makes it far less likely that you're going to pitch over the handlebars. This little protrusion here is actually an ideal place to rest. Not only that, it's the perfect place to gather speed for the next jump. As you land here, the wheel is going to flick up. The time to accelerate is when the wheel flicks back down to roughly the level of the ramp. Accelerating then will get you over nice and cleanly. This ramp might look a bit intimidating, but conceptually it's the same as the 3 in a row we dealt with earlier. The trick again is to make sure you have the bike stabilised, with a quick pulse of the throttle as you go over, only in this instance a quick tap of the brake to make sure you don't go too far. And then just as you land, because of the angle, a quick pulse on the throttle. That should get you nice and stable, and then you can accelerate away. In this section we need to remember the most important rule: don't be greedy. There's no need to rush with these, take them one at a time. Unfortunately, I mess it up, and have to do a quick recovery, and was fortunate enough to be able to control it. Again, slow and steady. Wherever possible, flick the front wheel up, land with the back wheel first, then rapidly tap the brake to reduce your velocity. You see how effective the brake tapping is? If I just held the brake in, I would have pitched over the handlebars and crashed. To be honest here, I just screwed this up. It's only because I'm reasonably good at throttle control that I even managed to recover from that. And I'm now in completely uncharted territory, never been this far before. Quick pulse of the throttle manages to keep me stable, but I cannot see a landing zone. I sort of suspect it's immediately below me, so it's pretty much time for a leap of faith. I think my only hope here is to pull my wheel up and hope for the best. And no. Oh well, it was a good run while it lasted.